when we started The Abyss, we knew we had absolutely no idea how to do it. And so the only way we could make any forward progress whatsoever was to begin testing materials and doing test sculptures, seeing what worked underwater, seeing what was clear, trying to figure out how to self-illuminate them. Steve Berg had done some incredible designs. Jim Cameron had gotten Steve Berg involved long before I came in. And Mobius also did some designs. And they were very beautiful, very angelic, and incredible. However, you know, like a lot of situations in films, when we started, the design was not locked down. And that really became one of the banes of our process, that we were trying to simultaneously decide how to do this, figure out the process and the technique, but yet we did not have a locked design. So everything we did was a test for several months until Jim finally went, that's the design, that's what I want, there's our NTI. And so we did several head sculptures, we did several arm sculptures, and we cast them in all types of different urethanes and silicones, trying to find out what would be flexible enough, what would work underwater, and how the hell to make them self-illuminate. And the obvious answer that came pretty quickly to us was fiber optics. We did do some tests with Xylem, which is like that glow stick raver party stuff, you know, but that dies pretty quickly, and it's not very bright. Fiber optics, we could change the color. There were a lot of advantages to fiber optics because even when laid into the wings, the fiber optics themselves, the shaft of the optic, which didn't illuminate, it was just the tip that illuminated, creating these pinpoints of scattering light and changing colors. But the optics, the shaft of them themselves, actually looked like fish bones. So it actually gave the wings a really interesting look. It added another layer of detail. On the business end of the fiber optic, that's where the light is, that's where the color is. And what we did to make it even brighter is we took a lighter and we belled it out. We would burn the end of the optic, and what would happen is it would melt the plastic and it would bubble a little bit, which gave us more surface, which gave us more light. So we were always fighting to get as much light as possible. And so what we did is we had to lay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fiber optics into each set of these wings and bundle them all out through the back of the creature, cast the creature around this bundle that came out, and the bundles were probably 2 inches in diameter, and then we had to sequence those bundles. We had to know if there were 300 fiber optics in one single NTI. We had to know that number one optic went to a certain point on the wing. And the reason we had to know that is because we sequenced the play of these optics. So you run from that little bell all the way through the wings of the creature into this bundle, and then you sequence them, and then you have a projector. And the projector is as bright of a light source as you can possibly have, and in front of that light source, the projector, you've got a mechanized wheel in this case. And this wheel would turn slowly, and on the wheel there were opaque black parts, there were yellow parts, purple parts. And as this wheel turned in front of the projector, it would illuminate the corresponding optics on the wings of the alien. That's why we had to know which optic went where, because it's a mathematical sequence of the play of light that happens. So in this case, we were actually able to do a band of shadow and light that would pass through the spine of the creature. And the only way to do that is to mathematically know optic 1 goes to projector 1, optic 2 goes to projector 2. And if you notice, if you look in the film, if you have a good eye, you'll see that the hero creature, the lead NTI, has a long, thin spine coming from its torso all the way to the bottom of its tail. And there is a band of shadow that's constantly throbbing and moving through it, a band of light. It really was kind of the essence of what we were trying to replicate, because Jim is a diver and he has a lot of experience exploring and appreciating creatures that do self-illuminate and do change colors. I mean, there are a lot of jellyfish down there that light up like Vegas scoreboards. I mean, that do change colors and go crazy, and there's like fireworks going off on them. That's what Jim wanted to kind of replicate with these creatures. And fiber optics seemed to be the obvious answer to replicate that, and that's one of the reasons we went with them. Should have got a damn Oscar. For sake, Jim Cameron left me there to shoot with Ed Harris. He goes, you're going to get an Oscar for this. Make this sing. Make this the best shot ever. It did get an Oscar. Where's my Oscar? Where the is my... Abyss got an Oscar. I created the aliens. Where's my Oscar? No. You know what? I don't want an Oscar. I would have pawned it anyway. Let's go.